Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Let me introduce myself. My name is SARIFAH, SRN 170102030991. Here I will present my thesis proposal entitled An Analysis, Teaching and Assessing Speaking Performance Through Analytic Scoring Approach at SMAN 1 Pamukan Selatan. First, background. Analytic scoring schemes are means of assessment by breaking down the objective of final products into criteria parts, and each part is scored independently. Depending on the aim of the assessment, speaking performance might be rated on such criteria as content, organization, cohesion, register, vocabulary, grammar, or mechanics. Strengths of analytic scoring schemes are preferred over holistic schemes by many speaking specialists for a number of reasons. While weakness of analytic scoring schemes, the major weakness of scoring analytically is that it takes much of time to rate speaking performance since examiners are required to make more than one decision for every speaking performance. So the research sought to discern if the analytic scoring approach would be more effective for improving EFL learners' speaking performance. The study also found the students' positive attitude towards the adoption of analytic scoring approach in teaching and assessing speaking skill. The research provides an insight into interconnection between the analytic approach and student improvement in speaking learning. This study was to examine if the analytic scoring approach in teaching and assessment would be more effective for improving student speaking performance. The research also explored the student attitude towards the implementation of analytic scoring approach in speaking, teaching, and assessment. The second is research question. So there are two research questions. First, does teaching and assessing speaking performance analytically improve EFL students' speaking competence better than teaching and assessing speaking performance holistically? And two, how do EFL students reflect on the implementation of the analytic scoring approach in speaking, teaching, and assessment? And next is research objective. So the purpose of this study is to examine whether teaching and evaluating speaking performance analytically improve EFL student speaking competence better than teaching and assessing speaking performance holistically. To investigate how EFL reflect to the application of analytic scoring approach in speaking, teaching, and speaking assessment. So next is significance of the study. So the significance of the study, the result of this studies expect to be useful for the student. The result of this study can be used too because analytic scoring approach would be more effective for improving EFL learners and more effective for improving students' speaking performance. And the last is research methodology. This study there will be two classes comprising 104 students were invited to participate in the research as the experimental group or the analytic group, in which the analytic scoring approach was utilized for teaching and assessing speaking, and the control group or the holistic group, in which the holistic scoring approach was utilized for teaching and assessing speaking. A female teacher was invited to teach the two groups to avoid the researcher's bias. The pretest was the final test that the students in the two groups took for the subject for speaking in their professor's semester. The score of post-test was the aggregation of the scores from six speaking tests through the speaking course. Okay, just it. Thanks for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.